I'm Sue Gabriel from Austin, Texas. I've lived in Texas for many years. I have something to say to you today. There is fear in the homes and fear in the streets of America. For many, this fear is not a fear of foreign terrorists and never has been. The lead terrorist here is this American system of government. 9/11 was a mere teardrop compared to the mass, organized ruthlessness that has run rampant in the land of the free and equal for centuries. It has to end now. Terrorism within the United States has many avenues of inhumanity and inequality. The militant policing system, which is under the Department of Justice, is one of these avenues. The inhumanity is not in the Americans being torturously murdered, beaten unmercifully, shot at, tear-gassed, stunned with tasers, attacked by police-trained dogs, hosed with fire department equipment, and unrightfully arrested and incarcerated. The inhumanity is in this crooked system of government and law enforcement that endorses such terrorism and the use of military vehicles and equipment in civilized American cities. Who needs foreigners to carry out terrorism within U.S. boundaries? Throughout America's history, the majority of the victims of the mass organized ruthlessness have been unarmed and defenseless. The endless list of victimizations include the genocide of Indian Americans and the robbery of their land, war with Mexicans and the robbery of their land, bringing Africans to this land shackled and naked in insanitary slave ships, beating and raping them, Jim Crow, Ku Klux Klan terror, lynching, no respect for people of color while and after fighting your wars, continuous discrimination and poverty, terrorism during the civil rights era, and police brutality and murder to this day. Police in the UK do not carry weapons. What does this say about the lack of respect for life in America? An avenue of inequality in the system is the automatic criminalization, aka guilty until proven innocent, of Americans based upon race and color. The inequality is also in the lack of punishment of the policemen who commit these atrocities. Murderous policemen are most often rewarded with paid administrative leave for a short period and returned to full-time duty. Policemen who commit brutality remain on the job with no discipline administered. Every incident of police brutality and murder should be criminal misconduct. Policemen should not be above the law. Victims of terrorist policemen are quickly demoralized and demonized by the policemen themselves and by the news media. The bodies of victims murdered by policemen have been abandoned at the scenes. Survivors of the brutalism are often jailed rather than hospitalized. This is immorality. Terrorist police cause untimely deaths, serious permanent injuries, physical, mental, and emotional, loss of income, and loss of jobs. Americans of all colors pay the salaries of terrorist policemen. We also pay the retirement pensions, the paid administrative leave, and defense attorneys when criminal and civil lawsuits are filed. We pay for the grand jury process and the Justice Department investigations. Why then are we the people being continuously murdered and otherwise victimized by a governmental system that we pay for. There is no need for grand juries and the Justice Department to investigate potential criminal activity. Protection is needed more often from policemen than by policemen. The capitalist news media focuses on police brutalities and murder every once in a while, but these atrocities occur daily across this country. There is never any hesitation to file capital murder charges when the person killed is a policeman. When the victim is a private citizen, the policeman walks. What have the top 3 men of color, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, and Anthony Kennedy, done to stop the brutalism and slow genocide that are under the window of law enforcement? What have city, county, state, and federal governments done? They have armed and protected the oppressors that help keep the oppression of Americans alive and well. During the citizens' uprising in Ferguson, Missouri, President Obama said, "Now is not the time for violence," while at the same time he was sending troops to hurt people who had a right to march. This government thrives on violence, both here and abroad. That is why we are continually engaged in war after war, both physically and fiscally. This government has killed and continues killing millions and millions of people around the world, while we the people are told to be quiet and be still and continue being victims of the one-sided American terrorism, as we have been since this country's inception. My being quiet and still did not protect me from being unrightfully arrested, falsely charged, and brutalized by 17 vicious policemen and policewomen over 30 years ago. 500 years of this lame governmental system has to end now.